Hello, everybody, and welcome to Snacktime with Mack and Ash, a brand new seasonal podcast on the Be Heard podcast platform where we talk about our snack obsessions. We interview interesting people about their lives, their line of work, and we ask for their snack obsessions as well. Shout out to the Be Heard podcast platform and Mr. Damian Barling for giving us the opportunity to bring this show to you guys, the listeners, and we thank you for listening on Apple, Spotify, and wherever you get podcasts from. Thank you for checking us out, and we hope you stay with us for this season. I am one of your co-hosts, Mac Irvin III, and joining me is my longtime good friend, and some might say best friend, and according to this script that she helped write, the self-proclaimed snack queen, Miss Ashley Hayes Stone. Ashley, how you doing today?
I'm offended. I was doing just fine until you just said self-proclaim. I'll have you know, sir, I've been a snack queen for a very long time, and I'm not the only one who says that. So,
yeah, it's unfortunate that moniker has spread to other people we know.
I'm just so happy to be here, right? And I'm gonna clear the air right now. It's best friends, not just good friends.
Well, I think the jury might still be out on that, but we'll let the listener decide.
But yeah, I guess. I think we should tell the listeners a little bit about ourselves and how we met, and the origin story of Snacktime.
Nah, they wouldn't be interested in that. You think?
I would hope so if they're listening. No.
Well, I guess we probably should give a little background about ourselves.
It all started long time ago.
We doing one of those kind of intros, are we?
I'm being dramatic. It started in the summer of 2020, in the midst of the coronavirus, when two best friends. Okay, you're shaking your head. All right, you tell it.
Well, what are we talking about? We talking about how we met?
Yeah, and then how all of the things that kind of led up to right now of us talking about snacks.
Sure. So we are both alumni of American River College in Sacramento, where Ashley is currently stationed. I moved out a couple years ago, but I'm still fairly close to the city in Plumas Lake. Yeah, we were both part of the student newspaper there, the American River Current, and we met through mutual parties.
Let's just keep it like that, okay?
And the first real interaction I remember having with Ashley was we were both at a housewarming party for a fellow staff member, and there was some alcohol there. I believe it was Jaeger. And yeah, I was getting ready to take a shot because I had never done one before, and she decided she could not let me take that shot by myself.
I was I was watching Mac, this guy, and he's literally like smelling he has a shot glass of, I think it was Jaeger or Jack, I forgot. But he's
it was definitely Jaeger because I remember it. It was terrible.
It's awful. It's so bad. And like, I remember you smelling it and shaking your head in disgust. And then I was like, this guy's going to do a shot by himself. That can't happen on my watch. And so we both suffered together.
Yep. And that started a friendship, I guess.
Okay. Thank you, Jaeger. Maybe you should sponsor us. Thank you for our friendship.
Maybe not after that intro.
Well, probably not. After that, it just became just like, it just happened organically. We also had times where we covered like a football game together. I was the photographer and you were the writer. I remember before we went to Panda Express and Starbucks.
Oh yeah, I do remember that. Yeah.
And then you didn't. Well, we were about to be late, so you had to like eat your panda while you're writing.
Yeah, well, I do that all the time. Reporters can't go hungry. That's not allowed.
Oh no! Like, even as like a photojournalist, like I always keep snacks like in my bag wherever I go. I'm always eating because there is just like you don't even know when your next meal is gonna be.
Right. So we both continued working on the same paper. I was on it for a total of 4 semesters, but I took one semester off just
Sabbatical.
because I was burnt out. So yeah, I described it as a sabbatical.
I
And
thought that was
because I originally had no plans of coming back, but once you're in, you're in for life. It's like the mob.
Oh yeah,
So,
no. Rachel LeBrock, who we got a chance to interview, who is our I said photo advisor, our newspaper advisor. She literally described it like as a cult. Like it really is. Like even now, I'm having such a hard time, like not wanting. I have to I want to help more. I want to still be a part of the paper, even though I'm going to San Francisco State now.
right. So I graduated in 2018 from American River College, and I'm now at Sacramento State, and I'm on their student publication, the State Hornet. Hopefully, we'll graduate in May, but with this crazy year, who knows what the future holds.
I honestly, anything can happen in 2020. I'm just waiting for Jesus to come. I'm gonna be like, yep,
Oh
yep.
man, that's a whole nother can of worms right there.
I honestly if giant spiders fall from the sky, I'm just gonna be like, oh yeah, that's totally yep, that's great, Or if they were and the coronavirus also, is now turning into a zombie mutation disease. So 2020, everyone, run.
So now you know a little bit more about us, our crazy friendship, our background, the writer and the photographer becoming friends.
I have to call out Mac for something. I don't know anything about sports. So
Oh
one
yeah, I was getting get into that into the
oh, okay,
formation
why
of the
don't you get
podcast.
into
Yeah.
it? Why don't you
Yeah,
get into
so so as someone with podcast experience, I was kind of approached into, what kind of podcasts could I make to go on this platform. And I would have loved to do something about sports, but my partner is very sports averse, not does not have a lot of knowledge when it comes to sports. So we had to decide on something else.
So then I came up with Snack Time, which I think is a great podcast idea, Mac.
I didn't say it wasn't.
No, one thing about Mac though, that I remember we were covering a football game and I didn't know anything about football. I couldn't even take a photo to save my life. So it was halftime and I got so desperate. And so I saw these two footballs on the field and I started taking the photo. And then behind me, I can hear Mac just dying. And I turn around what? What's so funny? And then there's Max there's a game's gonna happen and you're literally taking photos of a football on the field.
Now, if you're working in stock photography, that's a great shot.
I
But
was
when
covering my
there's
bases.
like actual football going on, you kind of want some action shots, pictures of play, pretty much anything other than a stationary football on the field. That's a last resort photo.
Hey, I have to say, I did get a foot in there. I did get a foot on the football. So
Right.
it was so bad. The editor had to sit me down and make me look at NFL football photos so I can be like, "Oh, that's what you want." Not a bunch of guys leaning over before they're gonna hike, or was it hiking the ball? Yeah, hiking the ball. And there
Yes.
goes Mac rubbing his temples in disbelief that I don't know football terms.
Well, this is a very common occurrence, and I'm sure it will happen many times over the life of this podcast.
Yes.
So, moving back to the format of the podcast.
Ta-da-da.
So, our idea is we will release an episode every 2 weeks, bi-weekly or bi-monthly, depending on how you look at the word bi.
Yep.
Starting with October Oh, I should have looked up the date before we started recording.
That's okay. Wasn't it October 16th?
Starting with October 16th is when our
Yay!
first official episode will drop.
And
then we will go all the way to February 19th if everything holds to form. We may have a bonus episode here and there, but we will see as the year goes on. As I said, you never know with 2020. I didn't think this opportunity would come, but it has. And we are here to make the most of it.
Oh, yeah.
As we said, we will talk to interesting people, but it's not just an interview podcast. Ashley and I are going to be here talking about snacks and food on this any occasional podcast. A couple of our podcasts line up perfectly with holidays. So we'll have some podcasts where it's just me and Ashley talking about our favorite food relating to that holiday. I know we've already had a couple discussions about Halloween and our favorite candy. And if you like candy corn, you're probably going to want to avoid that episode.
There has been a strong debate about candy corn with Mack and I. So,
Well, it's not very strong. It's not a good candy.
Well, we need to save that for the episode, though.
Well, yeah, but just a little teaser. Candy corn is as towards the bottom of our candy rankings. But yeah, you're right. We should save that for the episode.
I'm like, if you're gonna say the candy you don't like, I'm gonna say Pixie Sticks. I'm calling you out, Pixie Sticks. You know who you are.
What? You hate Pixie Sticks?
I hate them. They suck, and they always break, and your bag's all gross, and it's covered with purple and blue and pink dust, and it's dust.
You see, this is why I don't like using the word best friends.
I'm offended. Okay, no, wait.
Yeah, you offended me too with that Pixie Stick take.
We can have differences. Okay, you take two with that candy corn, okay?
Yeah, everybody's allowed to be wrong. But that's the whole point of this podcast. We're going to agree on things, we're going to disagree on things, and we hope you're there to join us along the ride.
Oh, yeah. So stay tuned, snack buds.
Yep, stay tuned for our first episode dropping October 16th on the Be Heard podcast platform. And this has been the teaser for Snack Time with Mack and Ash.
Whoop, whoop.